Shabbos Kestenbaum, PragerU. We've covered him before a few times. Remember, he was the one that spoke at the RNC about anti-Semitism, suing Harvard for anti-Semitism. So listen, a message to the E-Crusader Christians. I don't want to hear any more about there's nothing Jews fear more than the name of Jesus and that they're trying to destroy Christianity. You have already lost any justification to say that. We got Shabbos Kestenbaum says, let him say this as a Jew. America would be a much better country if more Christians went to church. Go to church, goy. Hey, sheep, go worship the Bible. Charlie Kirk's vigil acting as a rally for Jesus is a net positive for society. This crowd is God-fearing, neighbor-loving, and patriotic Americans. From Shabbos Kestenbaum. Even the Jews are getting love bombed by the Christians. Oh, 85,000 likes. Yeah, any of the Christian anti-Semite accounts are going to address this or the many instances of this happening? Of course not. Of course not. Dahlia, 10,000 likes, says, as a Jew, she loves witnessing this Christian revival. People who believe in good, people who love their neighbor, people who are patriotic to their country. She's proud to stand by her Christian brother. She's a Jew, Holocaust survivor, and Zionist. Loving the Christian, loving the Jesus propaganda, loving the Judeo-Christian revival. Another top Jew, Eor Jacobi, 6,000 likes, says, as a proud American Jew, he was deeply moved by the overwhelming and beautiful display of Christian faith at Charlie Kirk's memorial. Nothing they fear more, right? Joe Lonsdale says, as a person of Jewish faith, he wholeheartedly endorses this message. Hold on, the message is from Ron Coleman. One reason TPUSA service for Charlie Kirk is so historic is that Western audiences are hearing major secular leaders explicitly and specifically invoke Christian theological concepts and imagery at a public event. Monumental turning point for our country, says Ron Coleman, who has me blocked. He's a big Jewish account on Twitter. Another Jew says he endorses this message. Without Christianity, the USA would be a dark place for everyone, including Jews. We are blessed to live amongst our faithful brothers and sisters in a kind, great civilization forged by those of Christian faith. Black Knight. The Pagan Threat. Yeah, I saw that book. Charlie Kirk wrote the foreword. Right. Yeah, here comes your anti-pagan Judeo-Christian crackdown. Need More Amalek says, Christianity is gay, Jew, kosher, certified. Chad Felix Green with an E, 93, has more followers than me. Some weirdo gay Jew I've never even heard of. That's sad. He says he's gay and Jewish, and this is the safest and most loving group of people in the country. If this is what leads our country into the future, I will stand with you and support it the whole way. And all the based Christian e-crusaders online are all celebrating this too, along with all their gay Jewish friends. Isn't that lovely? Just all the Yahweh worshiper Noahides can get together and sing Kumbaya and the one true God of the universe like good Noahides. Remember Ben Shapiro donating $1 million to Turning Point to help Charlie's mission to bring people back to Christ. Jews like the Goyim following Christ because it means you love your enemies, take care of your neighbor, open up your borders, support Israel. Discredit the opposition to Judaism?
We trust you at TPUSA to do it. I mean, that's really the answer. We're willing to provide, and we are providing any level of material support, any level of support on the ground, boots on the ground, helping you to do what Charlie would have wanted to be done here. And I think that the reason that everybody trusted Charlie, the reason we're all mourning Charlie, is because nobody did it better. You spelled out two of Charlie's goals. You said, he wanted to bring people back to Christ and bring people back to church and back to biblical values. And he wanted to keep the MAGA coalition together.
And expand it.
And the question is how you do that.
Jesus needs funding.
And the answer is you focus on the first, and the second is a byproduct. Okay, the answer is that, as Matt says, you have to unite around something. And yeah, we can unite in the short term around the fact that there are a bunch of people who hate our guts and want to murder us, which of course is true. But long-term unity, big movement change, which is what Charlie was really trying to drive, and why he went to talk to people who disagree, is about building around those core values. And so the long-term vision, yeah, we'll have our petty squabbles, and yeah, some of those squabbles will be more than petty. But
those values, those Noahide values, like he said Christians are. Good Noahide, biblical, monotheistic, God of Israel, Noahide values. Gonna rally everybody to Christ to make them Noahides.
the long-term vision has to be built around those original biblical conservative values that Charlie stood for, things like the Bible, things like free markets, things like family, all those things are things Charlie stood for. You got to build the coalition around values, because we can't build it around the man, but we can build it around the values that he...
Hey, Goy, you got to unite around Jesus. Got to unite around believe in the Bible. Believe in the Jewish Bible. Hey, Goy, you got to unite around believing that I'm chosen.
Sent $5 emo. The USA has two different futures, either far-right Abrahamism or far-left queer. I don't want any of these futures, and feel so alone since most people are either on the right or left spectrum. It's frustrating, nobody wants to listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, neither one of those extremes sounds very good, huh?
Behind that he spent his entire life fighting for. And, we couldn't be, frankly, more honored to join you guys as much as we can in the fight.
Thank you for that, and thank you for donating the Daily Wire $1 million.
And we only have, an hour of clips of Ben Shapiro saying he wants you to go to church and believe in Jesus, and then he's totally happy with you saying Christ is King.